the 1920s classic children's book series Uncle Wiggily's Adventures, written by Howard R. Garis, illustrated by Lang Campbell, and read by Grandma Nana. Thank you for joining Uncle Wiggily and I. Uncle Wiggily Snowman, Adventure 1. "This is the best snowman we ever made," chattered Johnny Bushytail, the boy squirrel, as he brushed some white flakes off his gray coat. "It almost looks real," grunted Floppy Twistytail, the pig boy. "Maybe we can fool somebody with our snowman," said Sammy Littletail, the rabbit chap. "Let's leave him here in the fields." The other animal boys said this would be lots of fun. "Anyhow, it's almost supper time," spoke Billy Wagtail, the goat boy. "I wonder if a snowman ever gets hungry?" asked Billy Bushytail. "Course not. Snowmen don't eat," laughed Sam. After the animal boys had made the snowman, it began to get dusk, so the animal children went home to supper, leaving the snow image all by himself in the field. And then along came Uncle Wiggily Longears, the bunny rabbit gentleman, in his automobile, having been to the store for Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy. "Why, I do declare, that looks just like a big boy or a little man over in the field," said Mr. Longears to himself as he stopped his automobile. "Hello there," he called. "You'll freeze if you stay there all night. Better come home to supper with me and Nurse Jane." Uncle Wiggily sat in his auto, calling out to what he thought was a real little man or a small boy over in the field. The bunny didn't know it was a chap the animal lads had made out of snow. "I say there," cried Uncle Wiggily again. "You had better come home with me, my dear sir. I have plenty to eat in my hollow stump bungalow." But the snowman answered not. "The poor fellow may already be frozen stiff," said kind Uncle Wiggily. "I'll go get him, carry him to my auto, which I can easily do, and I'll take him home and thaw him out. I'll feed him too." That sounds like a sweet plan. "Hello there, Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy," called Uncle Wiggily as he drove up to his hollow stump bungalow in his automobile. On the back seat was the snowman, only the bunny didn't know this. He thought the snowman was a real one, frozen stiff with cold. "Hello there, Nurse Jane," called Uncle Wiggily again. "I have brought you home a poor, cold, frozen man. We must warm him up and give him a good supper." The muskrat lady opened the door. "Bring him right in," she said. "I have a good warm fire and a nice supper." Uncle Wiggily carried him in. "There you are, my frozen friend," said Uncle Wiggily, as he carried the snowman into the hollow stump bungalow and set the make-believe chap down on a chair near the fireplace. "Just you sit there and get warm," went on Uncle Wiggily. "The supper table is all set, and Nurse Jane and I will go to the kitchen and bring in the good things to eat. You can see how warm the snowman is getting, for one of his feet is melting." The Pipsisewah and Skeezicks, looking in the window, thought Uncle Wiggily had real company for supper. "Now for some souse," they said. "I'm glad Uncle Wiggily brought this strange man home to supper with him, aren't you?" whispered the Pip to the Ski as the two bad chaps raised the window of Uncle Wiggily's hollow stump bungalow and softly crept inside. "Indeed I am glad," said the Skeezicks. "There'll be souse enough for both of us now. This man is so small, I'm not at all afraid of him." The Pipsisewah said he wasn't either. The two pests crept nearer and nearer the snowman, who was melting fast near the hot fire. The Pip and Ski didn't know that, nor did Uncle Wiggily and Nurse Jane. When they had crept as close as they could up behind the snowman near the fireplace, the Pip and Ski counted 1, 2, 3, and they gave a big jump and landed right on what they thought was a little man with plenty of souse. But oh my, how those two bad chaps were fooled. The chair broke with them. The snowman went all to pieces like an automobile tire without any wind in it, and down fell the Pipsisewah and his friend like a bunch of oatmeal mush. "Oh, wow," howled the Skee. "There is something queer in Uncle Wiggily's bungalow tonight." "This is no place for us," cried the Pip and Skee, and out of the window they jumped. "What sort of trick was it that Uncle Wiggily played on us this time?" asked the Skee. "I don't know," answered the other bad chap as he took a dive out into the snowbank. "All I know is we didn't get any souse." Nurse Jane and Uncle Wiggily came back in with the good things to eat. "Oh, look at those two bad chaps!" cried the muskrat lady housekeeper as she saw the Pip and Skee leaving in a hurry. "Yes, but where is the man I brought home to supper?" asked Uncle Wiggily. "Dear me," said the muskrat lady, "those two bad animals brought in enough snow with them. See, it has all melted. And they have broken my chair," she added, as she swept up the pieces with a broom. "They didn't bring in the snow," said Uncle Wiggily. "I see what happened. The animal boys must have made a snowman. I came along in the dark, and thinking it was a real man, brought it home. The fire melted it. Only the clothes are left." Nurse Jane laughed. "We'll have supper by ourselves," she said. "But that snowman saved you from the Pip and Skee." They sure did get saved from the Pip and Skee. Do you live somewhere where it snows? Have you ever made a snowman? I have. And I made a very small snowman because it was too cold for me to be outside. That was a fun story. Thank you for joining Uncle Wiggily and I. I see you, I love you, and I will miss you until I see you again. All of a sudden, is Uncle Wiggily a great detective or what? Is Uncle Wiggily a great detective or what? And that ends our first adventure. Hey, baby Z, go lay down. No. Go lay down. Z, go lay down. Now I have Pooh's barking outside. Baby Z, no. Go lay down. You can't go in there. You're being sneaky, and I don't appreciate it. Go lay down. You can't go in there. No. See that? No.